Rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful.
Hello and welcome to the Out of Bounds podcast. It's time for the best division in all of baseball's prediction and projection. And my favorite, because I am exhilarated to talk about my Braves. Um, Welcome to the studio, Mr. Bragg.
Bro, you know we did the best division yesterday. Like, I don't know why you keep saying that. Come on.
Sorry. Sorry, I forgot that we've already done the NL Central.
Like,
I thought this
like
was the NL
this
Central.
one's good, but like it's no Pirates. It's no Reds. Come on.
Right. It's no what are we doing Cubs. So
Right.
Anyways, we're going to talk to you about the Braves, Mets, Nats, Phillies, and Marlins. The forgotten child of the bunch, the Marlins. I could say that. No one thinks about the Marlins. No
That's
offense.
true. You either think about the great teams or you think about how bad Washington is.
Right. At this moment, yes. But a lot of stuff happened within the NL East after the season. They obviously had a team from their division. The third place team from their division, the Philadelphia Phillies, represented the National League in the World Series. What a crazy turn of events. The Washington Nationals obviously came nowhere near the playoffs. The Marlins came nowhere near the playoffs. But the Mets, Braves, and Phillies are arguably the top three in all of baseball, division-wise. And three out of the first five in the in the NL. So
Yeah.
or six. So a very, very strong division here. You want to run it? Who's the bottom one?
I think you know who the bottom one is.
It's got to be Washington.
Go Nats. Man, that
There
sucks so bad. Yeah,
it's
right up the
kind of
street.
bad that you live there now. Like if you lived there like 10 years ago, it would be premium baseball.
Like, yeah, at this point, if I go to a Nats game, it's because I'm watching the other team. I want to watch the other team beat up on the Nats. Like, I want to see, like, let's say they're playing, like, literally any team in MLB could just smash the Nats on any night. So, it kind of sucks, but, hey, it makes the tickets cheap. So, I'm not complaining.
It does make the tickets cheap. So, let's get it going. The Washington Nationals, what is their projected win total?
They're going to come in at a hot 59.5.
59.5. Wow.
Yeah.
That's unreal. And I could honestly see them going under. But what did they do in the offseason? Remember they had the big trade last year. They did trade away Juan Soto. That can do a lot to a team. But
also traded Trey Turner
and Max Scherzer.
And Max Scherzer.
That wasn't last year, but
was that not? Oh, well,
that was 2 years
in recent memory. In recent memory, they traded Rendon. Even just lost the whole squad pretty much.
Whole squad. They did bring in Jaime Candelario. Matt Adams? What? He's still playing?
Yeah.
I had no idea Matt Adams was still
playing.
We
saw him last year.
No, we didn't. That was years ago.
Oh, you're right.
Dominic Smith is coming in from New York. Corey Dickerson's coming in. Alex Colomé is coming in. Willie Peralta. Chad Kuhl. Victor Robles is back. They did agree to a long contract of Keibert Ruiz. So 8 years, Keibert. So let's go over that amazing lineup that is the Nationals. In the leadoff spot, they've got Lane Thomas, Dominic Smith, Joey Meneses, Corey Dickerson, Jaime Candelario, Luis Garcia, not the pitcher, Hubert Ruiz, C.J. Abrams, and Victor Robles.
Okay, here's what I'll say. It's not as bad as the Reds.
I can agree with that.
They have some guys who have been decent at times.
They do. But the problem with the Nationals is the division they play in. Because 12
Very
games,
true, but now it's not as bad as it could be.
you play 3 juggernauts, 36 combined times. That's probably your most wins you're probably going to get is 10 out of those 36 at the most. So that's 26 losses just inside of your division. So, well, plus when you play the Marlins. So, but their starting rotation is not half bad. Patrick Corbin, okay, I know you're shaking your head now, but Josiah Gray, Mackenzie Gore came over in the Soto trade.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Williams and Chad Kuhl. Okay, now you can shake your head.
2 former Pirates.
Whew, and Rockies. In the bullpen, got to be a little bit better because we don't have anything else. Well, I'll tell you, Kyle Finnegan is the starting closer. Carl Edwards Jr. is still out there doing his thing. Hunter Harvey, Steve Cishek. I thought he was dead by now. Tanner, my God, sorry. Tanner Rainey's back. Yeah. Paolo Espino, Erasmo Ramirez, Victor Arano, Alex Colome. So not half bad. Anibal Sanchez and Steven Strasburg are both in the minors. Strasburg's hurt, but they still have Eric Fedde and John or Corey Abbott.
Okay.
So
and you said how many? I mean, I know it's not really going to matter. How many games? Just give me how many games they won last year. Which half the year they had Soto, but
last year the
did
Nationals.
Ryan Zimmerman retire?
Yes,
he did.
Last year the Nationals went 55 and 107,
and that was with Juan Soto. Oh, or well, for half the year. 55 wins, man. That's crazy. But I actually feel like they will be better than that this year because I feel like last year, they weren't doing anything with Soto. Then they made all the trades. And it was more so like let's just get this year over with. Now, while it's going to be bad, they actually have young guys who they want to progress. Guys like Abrams and Gore who just came in from the trade. They're trying to prove themselves. Luis Garcia is still young. You got Keibert Ruiz who just got paid. Well, 50 M's is not bad, for anybody.
right?
The vets, they do worry me with Dom Smith, Matt Adams, but I think Victor Robles is solid. I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna give them 61 wins for Washington.
61?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
You're a big believer in the Nats. I'm gonna go. This is sad. I know I'm gonna hurt some Nats fans' hearts, but I'm gonna have to say that the Washington Nationals will win 56 games this year.
I could see it.
You said what number? I'm trying to write them all down.
61. And part of that is probably just delusional because I want them to be decent just because I live near them. But who knows?
You said 62?
61.
Okay, now on to the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins get kind of a weird squad, if I'm being honest. But they had kind of a good offseason. I could say I give it a B minus on the off season. So let's see what they did. They traded away Miguel Rojas to the Dodgers, the Doyers. And then they didn't get really go until 2023, where they brought in Gene Segura on a 2-year contract. They agreed to terms with Johnny Cueto. They traded. This was the big one of the offseason. Traded to get Luis Arias from the Twins, but they traded away Pablo Lopez.
Hmm.
They brought in Yuli Gurriel and Jose Iglesias. And that is the end of their offseason. So C plus, not a B minus. But their lineup is not half bad. I will say that. Luis Arias, Jazz Chisholm, Jorge Soler, he was hurt last year. Garrett Cooper, who's been good as of late. Abisail Garcia, Gene Segura, Joey Wendell, and Brian De La Cruz, and then Jacob Stalling. So
It's not terrible. It's just such an odd lineup. It's so
it
weird.
is a very odd lineup. The starting rotation is I mean not terrible. Sandy Alcantara, obviously Cy Young Award winner. Jesus Luzardo, Edward Cabrera, Trevor Rogers, and Johnny Cueto. So I mean, a good
It's actually
rotation.
pretty good.
It's a
Yeah.
really good rotation. But and then we move on to the bullpen where things get a little hectic. AJ Puck came over from the A's. That's one I forgot. We talked about in the A's. Blade for Puck. Tanner Scott, Dylan Floro, Braxton Garrett, Stephen Okert, Matt Barnes, JT Chargos, whatever how you want to say it. And they have Sixto Sanchez in the minor leagues. So, and Max Meyer, a rookie. I think he tore his arm up, so probably not. But that being said, that
And
is
then how many?
your Miami.
There's a lot of turnover, so I don't know if last year is really going to matter. But you should run it to me. How many did they win?
Their record last year was 63-93. Or 69-93. Sorry.
69.
69.
Okay, so did they get 6 games better? Definitely got better. Is it 6 games?
They're what? You have is 75.5?
75.5. Yep.
I'm gonna say they go under with 71 wins.
I'm going to say they go under with 74 wins.
Okay.
I think they'll be okay, but not great.
I agree. Miami Marlins, they're gonna have a better year. It's gonna be more exciting for them than it has in a while. I think Jazz will stay healthy. I think it'll be fun to watch. But I do think they will struggle.
Yeah. Did we get to cover Athlete Curse for Jazz Chisholm?
Possibly. Did not very deserving in my opinion of the cover. Just because he hasn't played a ton of games and he hasn't been I mean he's flashy, but he's not like been amazing. He's not Julio Rodriguez or Ronald Acuna right now. He may wind up being, but just seem a little too close. I mean too quick to me. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
moving on to the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm guessing.
Right. At 89.5 for Philadelphia.
89. That's wild that the third team in the division has 89.
That is crazy because if you go to the best division in the MLB, the St. Louis Cardinals was at 88.5. So they have the third team in the NL East doing better than the best team projected.
Wow.
Which
That's
is crazy.
insane. That is wild. The Philadelphia Phillies had themselves quite the offseason, if you can remember. After falling short in the World Series to the Houston Astros, they lost Gene Segura. They lost Noah Syndergaard, Corey Knebel, David Robertson, Kyle Gibson, Zach Eflin. But they brought in Matt Strom, and obviously they brought in Trey Turner on an 11-year deal. They brought in this seems a little overpaid to me. 4 years, $82 million for Taiwan Walker.
Okay.
And then they traded for Gregory Soto. We mentioned in the Tigers one. They got Josh Harrison. They re-signed Jose Alvarado and re-signed Seranthony Dominguez. So an interesting offseason, to say the least. Let's go over their lineup and see did they get, because last year they finished 87 and 75. So did they get 3 wins better? Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Derek Hall, Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, Alec Bohm, Jake Cave, and Brandon Marsh. Obviously, there's no Bryce Harper there right now, so things might get a little crazy. And they're projecting him not to come back to the All-Star game, to All-Star around that time. But I've seen some reports that he's going to try to be back right before June, which seems a little early, but maybe. The starting rotation is where this team they love this rotation. Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Taiwan Walker, Bailey Falter, and Matt Strong.
That top three is very solid.
Top three is
No.
very solid. I think this team will struggle a while without Bryce Harper. I think that's he's their energy. But I think this team's very good. Seranthony, and that's hard for me to say. Seranthony Dominguez, Craig Kimbrell, Jose Alvarado, Corey Knebel, Gregory Soto, and Connor Brogdon, Chris Davinsky. So the lineup the bullpen looks very good. Not to mention Ranger Suarez is also going to be in that excuse me. That's Robert Suarez. Ranger Suarez is not in the rotation right now because he is hurt. I don't know when he'll be back, but he will be back at some point. And that is the Philadelphia Phillies. Their over-under is at 89.5. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they do not hit that total. I think they win 86 games. I think they're a wild card team, but I think they win 86 games.
I'm going to go, I really like the team, man. I really do. But it's hard to give them 89. I'm going to give them 80, 85, 84. 84.
84?
For Philly.
84 wins. Yeah, I do think they're a playoff team, though. I really do. So, with that being said, on to I'm guessing, I think the projections, I think I've read them. I think it is the Braves in second, but.
Not on mine, no.
Oh, it's the Mets?
They are, yep. Mets at 94.5.
As it should be. The New York Mets off season, I've seen a lot of people grade it very good. And I think it's been good, obviously, because they're going to do that every off season. But I don't think it was. I thought I saw A pluses, and I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was just incredible because they did not get Correa like we thought they did. So, but what did they do in the offseason? They got Jose Quintana. They re-signed Brandon Nimmo to a ridiculous 8-year deal. Crazy. They brought in Kodai Senga from Japan, a right-handed pitcher. They brought in Omar Narvaez. They re-signed Adam Ottavino. They I'm trying to see what else they did. Tomas Nido back on a 2-year contract. They got Tommy Pham. They re-signed Jeff McNeil. And that is all. That is what they did in the offseason.
Okay.
So, with that being said, the Mets lineup. Let's go over the Mets lineup. Is arguably one of the best teams in baseball. Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Mark Canha, Daniel Vogelbach, Eduardo Escobar, and Omar Narvaez. Um, Not a bad lineup. I think it's really good. They did struggle hitting at times. They did struggle scoring runs. Their staff is obviously really talented, but I think this is a very good team. I think it's worthy of 94 wins. But I think they're very talented. What's your thoughts on the lineup?
Lineup is very good, better than the Phillies to me.
I agree. I can agree with that. But listen to this great rotation: Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander. Oh, I forgot. That's what I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
They
you didn't
signed Verlander.
cross the
I don't know why that. I don't know why that didn't pop up for me. Scherzer, Verlander, David Peterson, Kodai Senga, and Carlos Carrasco. Carlos Carrasco. Very talented. Very talented. In the bullpen, I lied about David Robertson. He came to. Oh, wait. No, he left the Phillies. Yeah. Left the Phillies, came to the Mets. Closer, Adam Ottavino, Brooks Raley, Drew Smith, John Curtis, Eliezer Hernandez, Tommy Hunter, Samuel Coonrod also came from the Phillies. And then in the minors, because of injuries, Quintana's out for a while. They announced the other day. Lucchesi's out for a while. Tyler McGill is out for a while. So they have some guys that will come back midseason. The New York Mets 94 and a half. I'm gonna have to say that they go over. I think they go over. I think they win 97 games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over too. I'm gonna say I'll give 97 sounds right. I'll go 97.
97.
You forgot to mention no DeGrom anymore,
Yes, they did lose DeGrom. Wow, I'm failing at my job.
but did replace him with Verlander, which obviously there I don't think it's the
Maybe,
same caliber.
maybe better.
Could be better if he stays healthy. Because
Right. That's what I'm saying. Healthy, wise.
yeah,
I think it's a very talented squad. I think they did not reach their potential in the playoffs last year as they got taken down by the Padres. In a best of 3 series, 3-game set. Um, that was a disappointing end to a really great season for the Mets. It was a great season. They had the same amount of wins as the Braves. Um, they won 101 games last year. Do I think they got better? I think they did regress a little bit, in my opinion. But I think they got a little bit better on the offensive side than they were last year. So you kind of you take and give. But I think the Mets finishing to be continued. Next up, the one I can't believe this is the last team we did out of all of them. I didn't even think about it being that way. My favorite team, the Atlanta Braves. You know how I feel about the Braves. Weird off season for the Atlanta Braves. Not weird, just did not get everybody I had hoped we got back. But at this point, you gotta trust the front office with the trades that have been made the last few seasons at trade deadline. What did they do in the offseason? They traded for Joe Jimenez in the back of that bullpen. They traded to pick up Sean Murphy from the A's to play catcher, obviously. They signed Jordan Luplow. They signed Jackson Stevens back. And then they made a bunch of little trades to pick up Eli White, and they did pick up Sam Hilliard, who actually had a great spring, 405 batting average in the spring, and he's known for his defense. So that would be a great addition for the team. The Braves won 101 games last year, won their 5th straight NL East title. before being defeated by the Red Hot Phillies in the playoffs in the NLDS. So that was pretty tough pill to swallow. That was a tough pill to swallow. What is their over under at?
They're going to come in at 96.5.
Is that the highest?
That is the highest, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
you mean like
not
the highest in the MLB? Tied with the Dodgers. One lower than Houston.
Houston. Yeah, I figured it was Houston. Anyways, yep. They're going to be one of the best teams in baseball. Obviously, them and the Mets. Did they get better? That's for us to see with this lineup. Ron Acuna, 2 years removed from an ACL injury. Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, Sean Murphy, Eddie Rosario, Marcelo Zuna, and Orlando Arcia. The shortstop situation is going to be back and forth between Grissom and all them. They may even make a trade for one. But that is the lineup. I think that is a very talented lineup, and I think they will hit a lot of home runs. A lot of home runs.
Like they do every year.
That's right. Their starting rotation is Max Fried, Spencer Strider, Charlie Morton, and then as of right now, it's Jared Schuster and Dylan Dodd. The top two prospects will be making the start in the first rotation. But after that, Kyle Wright will be back in the mix. And that's how that goes. So that's the starting rotation. Then in the bullpen, they got AJ Minter, Raisel Iglesias, Colin McHugh, Joe Jimenez, Dylan Lee, Luis Lickney, Jesse Chavez, Kirby Yates, Nick Anderson, and that is the Braves bullpen. They in the minor league. These are the list of names. Hurt or in the minor leagues. Kyle Wright, Michael Soroka, Ian Anderson, Bryce Elder, Kobe Allard, Jackson Stevens. They're all hurt. So hurt or in the minors. So a lot of guys that will come back. Kobe Allard is back in Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, 96.5. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that if we go off roster, I don't think this roster is better than what the Mets have. I think Atlanta knows how to win better, but for projection's sake, I'm gonna have to say I gotta lean slightly under than 96. Yeah.
You think they win less games than the Mets?
I do. I think the Mets win the division. But I'm gonna go 96 on the dot for Atlanta. I know
96.
But when we're comparing just the roster, I think the Mets have a little more there, especially the rotation. The Mets rotation really blew me away, honestly. That is a very stacked rotation.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah, so 96 on the dot. So literally half under.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go over. Obviously. I like this team better than I like the World Championship team. This is my favorite team they've had in a long time. I think that lineup. I think Spencer Strider and Max Fried are both front runners for a Cy Young Award. I think Strider took that big leap. I think Michael Harris took a big leap last year, obviously winning NL Rookie of the Year. But this I don't want to sound like a homer. I've been saying this about a lot of teams. I do think that they will win 100 games. I think they'll win 103 games. Just because their culture is what it is, and they know how to win. And with this rotation and this lineup, they're not going to have to hold many. I mean, you're going to have to hold teams to 3 runs, 4 runs every night, maybe. But they can win. They can beat you pitching, or they can beat you hitting. So that's where I lean Braves over Mets. Is the Mets lineup isn't near as good? I don't think. I think it's not even that, not super close at all. But in my opinion, but I'm going to go with 103 wins. They won 101 last year, and I think they got better.
Okay. I just think they got the lineup got it slightly worse. Losing William Contreras. What about Travis Darno? Is he not there anymore?
Yeah, he'll be DHing some
Okay.
and catching.
And then they lost to Dansby, and now they have a gap there, which kind of worries me. Defensively, mainly defensively, just mainly defensively.
It should.
But obviously, the rest of the lineup is amazing. I will say
think that's
they
the
have
first one we disagreed on. The first champion we've disagreed on.
yeah. Which it's wild that it's this one because I actually like the Braves. You know I like the Braves, but it's just I think if we're comparing the roster, I think New York. Now, when it comes to playoffs, we'll get to the playoffs after. I will explain my playoff after. So
Right.
I'll hold that now.
So yeah, that will come out tomorrow. We have our awards and our playoff predictions coming out tomorrow, which is opening day. So that will be when that comes out. So obviously, I'm going to say go Braves to end this one up. You can pick who you
Go
want.
Nats.
Go Nats. Go Braves.